Migration Affairs.
Hello, thank you for the opportunity to share the issues regarding migration affairs with you. I hope that these 20 minutes will be useful for you today and also in the next future. Feel free to ask questions. I will try to give an answer. If not, then please feel free to write me. At the end of the presentation, you will find my email address. Today we will talk about two main issues. So we will talk regarding the procedure to obtain the residence permit for third country nationals, and we will talk also regarding the procedure for the EU citizens. Let's to have an idea how many students live in Latvia. Let's start with statistics. This is a fresh statistic made on 1st July, and it shows a number of students in Latvia with a valid residence permit or valid registration cards. And we see our main countries, and we are not surprised that India takes the first place, Uzbekistan and Germany takes the third place. In total, we have almost 7,000 students with a valid residence permit. These data can be surprising, but we are very proud of your choice to study in Latvia, and we really hope that you will spend a nice, successful time in Latvia. Now we will talk about the procedure for EU citizens. As you know, not all of you are requesting a registration card because you are frequently traveling home. And what I can say from the legal point of view, those who are staying more than 90 days should apply for a registration card, but this is your choice. The procedure is really easy, and especially now during the COVID times, we accept all the documents by post, by a regular Latvian post, and there is no need to send us originals. You just send a copy of your valid travel document. You fill an application form, which you can print out from our web page. You present a copy of your study agreement, and you certify in the application form that you have sufficient means for subsistence, and you indicate from where they are coming. The next thing you will need will be a health insurance. The health insurance for the long stay in Latvia. It can be provided from each member state. So, the procedure of applying for a residence permit for third country nationals is more difficult. Let's focus on that. The first step is in hands of your university. That means that university in all the period of your studies will take the responsibility of you. This is a legal person who will guide you in the process. When you will get the approval of the invitation from your university, you will go straight to the embassy of Latvia in your country, and you will submit the documents. The procedure is quite short as compared to other countries. When you will submit your documents, you will have to wait for the positive decision. You can see that there are three choices. You can pay a state fee for a fast examination of your documents within 5 working days. And you can go the normal way and pay the state fee for examination of documents within 30 days. What does it mean? We start to count these days not from the moment when you submit the documents in the embassy, but from the moment we receive them in our institution. So please don't call every day and ask when my decision will be ready, because we will not comment anything during the administrative process. My advice is to not have a rush and to not spend unusefully the money, because the 5 working day choice is supposed for the emergency cases. Not always the taking of the decision depends only on our decision. We have to contact other institutions, check many additional documents, and the result can be taken in 30 days or maybe longer. So be patient. When you will receive your decision, you will have those who are not visa-free nationals. You will have to go to your embassy of our Latvian embassy in your country and apply for D-type visa. That is the way how to enter in Latvia. After entering in Latvia, the last step is just to apply for an ID card. Please make the appointment in advance. And come and give your biometrical data in any of our divisions, in Riga or outside of Riga, because right now we are quite crowded and the procedure of issuing the ID card can take a lot of time. Which are the documents to provide? It's again a valid travel document, an application form which you will find in our website, the application form for third country nationals. You will present your study agreement and a document on sufficient financial means. Each student should have 430 euros per month and present a document which proves that the student has the access to such money. If your parents are your sponsors and present the certificate from their bank, then please make sure that you have a debit card and you can prove that you have access to such account. A certificate on criminal record is required as well, and a payment of a state duty, which is 70 euros. All the documents should be legalized, of course, and translated as well. Now let's talk about a residence card. As soon you get a positive decision, you can make an appointment, as I told, through our special appointment system, through our web page. If we are talking about EU students, you have a choice to choose between a paper form ID card and a plastic ID card. The paper form ID card is free of charge. instead, the plastic form ID card gives you an endless number of e-signatures. That is your choice. If you are talking about third country nationals, when you will come and submit your biometrical data, you will present your valid insurance policy for 1 year, and you will pay the state fee. The cost of issuing of the ID card is 15 euros if we make it within 10 days, and 30 euros if we are issuing it during 2 working days. At the moment when you will come to give your biometrical data, you will have to present also the certificate from Latvian health institution regarding that you are tuberculosis free. That is not applied for students who are visa-free nationals. Let's talk about fees. This is quite a useful topic. You can see the difference of state fee, which is for applying a residence permit. For students who are applying for the examination of documents within 30 days, it's 70 euros. If you need to have your positive decision fast, then you pay more. The cost of national D-type visa is 60 euros. And as I told, the residence permit is 15 to 30 euros. Thank you. This is concerning fees. I would like also to tell you that in the case of prolongation of the decision, or in the case of the negative decision, please ask your university to guide you. You will receive the decision in Latvian language, which is the state language, and you will not have any remark in your language. So the university will have to explain you the content of the decision, and if it will be a prolongation of the decision, you will have time to present additional documents, and you will have time to prove your case. If you receive a negative decision, it's again a legal person, your university, who has right to contest a negative decision. And I should say that in most cases, the final decision for students is positive. Now we will focus on some conditions of stay and mobility. If we are talking about third country nationals, when you will receive your decision and your residence card, you will have a remark in the decision that you have right to work in Latvia for 20 hours per week. Without restrictions, you will be able to work during your summer holidays. Many students and employers are calling and asking, do we need some extra permit, or do we need some special remark to work in summertime for 40 hours per week? And we say no, because this right is defined in our national legislation. Those students who are participating in any mobility program during your study in Latvia, they should apply for a residence permit with remark mobility. which will allow you to study in other member states for more than 365 days. Please, before going to such countries for exchange programs, inform yourself regarding the national legislation, national policy of other countries. But the university will guide you, I'm sure, in this process. The thing which I didn't tell you is that you will receive the residence permit or right to reside in Latvia for 5 or 4 years. But each year you will have to renew your residence permit. That means that your case will be reviewed each year, and we as an institution, we will make sure that you have a progress in your studies, that you are a brave student, and your aim of entry and stay in Latvia is studies and not something else. So each year you will renew your residence card. The procedure is simple. The cost of reviewing documents is 45 euros, and each year you will receive a new ID card. Now we will talk about possibilities which you will have after completion of your study program. Those students who will receive a decision regarding a positive decision, we will give you the right for the right to stay in Latvia for all your study period plus 4 months. These 4 months are supposed to be for job seeking. That is like a platform which we are giving you to have time to find a job. What else? Those students, I'm talking about the third country students, who probably will choose to stay in Latvia and who will be interested to obtain a permanent residence permit. Normally, we are counting 5 years. After leaving with residence permit for 5 years in Latvia, each foreigner has right to apply for a permanent residence permit if his level of language knowledge is 2A. For students, the system is a little bit different. We are counting only the half of those 5 years. That means that you will, after completion of your studies, you will have only 2.5 years, which we will count into the period of 5 years. That is almost all what I wanted to tell you today. Thank you. Now let's see the questions. So we have 3 questions. We have a question regarding Erasmus students. As I mentioned, you will have the remark mobility if you are a third country national. If you stay as Erasmus student only for half a year in Latvia, you don't have to apply for any registration card. As I told, those who plan to go home frequently, they don't have to apply for a registration card. It's not required. But in any case, this is your responsibility to prove your going and coming in Latvia if it will be necessary. Then there is question regarding embassies. If you are a third country national or visa-free national and you stay in Latvia, you don't have to submit documents in your country. Then you submit documents in Latvia. So I hope that I replied to these questions. Do EU citizens need a residence card as well? It is your choice. Many of students prefer to have it. As we have seen in our statistic data, all of those students, thousands of students, they have chosen to get the residence card because if you need to have a personal ID code of Latvia, a personal code of Latvia to sign some agreement, or you need to open a bank account, or you just wish to have a card to have e-signatures, then you do this simple procedure and you get your EU registration card. Third question I don't understand. What does it mean, third country students? Those are students which are not from the European countries, EU and Swiss Confederation, and so that's all.